Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson that I just came up with on a whim. I stopped what I was doing and put this down, so let's have some fun. Let's go. Wrightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is, know thyself. You see where I'm going with this? Let's get there together. So I'll ask the question, do you know you? You will when I get through, because that's what I do. Trust me. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. I try to explain to people, right thinkers, let's talk about right thinking is what y'all may refer to as critical thinking 24/7, aka all the time. I say that because I was told that my right thinking philosophy works when they apply it. When they use it, it works for them. So I thought about that. I use it. I know it works when all the time, 24/7. If you use it, that you know too. Same way. All right, but that's what came. I got the idea from there. I said critical thinking, handling situations, under pressure. Take care of situations, not freaking out. But critical thinking is thinking under pressure, okay? And most people can't think right at critical times. They get flustered, they get agitated, and they lose their cool. We called it maintaining your cool back in the day. A lot of people, everybody gets scared. But when you're a right thinker, well, I wasn't then, but I was a critical thinker. I kept my thoughts, my wits about me. I had to. Why? Because I had what they call the hustler's rule. Don't blow your cool. No matter what the situation is, maintain, keep yourself together, act like you've been there before. Act like it ain't a big deal. No matter what's going on, maintain. I learned that for the streets, to survive with. So that was the little personal built-in mechanism that I used a long time ago for that purpose. And I learned what? To be critical, a critical thinker. Why? Daily, because growing up where I come from, you had in the projects, you had to what? Critically think to survive. Okay, that was a way of life. If you wasn't thinking, you had some issues. And I learned what? When to talk, who to talk to, who not to mess with, and who not to deal with. Those is critical thinking survival mechanism that you had to have. Sometimes you might be with the wrong person and you don't know that, but all of a sudden they break out and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I remember them lessons. I was just wrong. Yeah, okay. You got to be more aware of your surroundings. Again, that's critical thinking. When all the time, once you relax, they tell you, the devils tell you what? The idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you ain't got something focused, you ain't focused on doing something, being something, or doing idle mind, something gonna creep in, do something stupid, do something dumb. Trust me, I got proof of that one too, okay? They ain't lied. Old sayings don't get old if they're not true, okay? The sayings don't change. People experience them. So yeah, and it keep going on and on. All right. Right thinking, what will it do for you? Will keep you from doing the wrong things. Trust me. Trust me. If you're not thinking, if you ain't focused and on point, a lot of mistakes made, a lot of bad decisions made. That's all. And this is a fact. Moving on. That's my point. So if you're right thinking, most of the time you can avoid some of them things. Why? You only do it when you got to critically think. Pay attention. All the time. Where I come from, why? It's a war zone out here where I come from. I had fear from what? The original fear was from my parents, my mother and father. When I go out into the world, I'm making sure I'm not going to do nothing that I got to stand the crowd before a mother going to say, don't you know better than that? Remember them days? Okay, so I had that built-in fear from my parents, both sides. And when you do the wrong thing, that meant what? Punishment. Y'all living, I couldn't know, man, last thing you wanted was him to whoop you. Okay, no, you don't want that. No. Okay, he made it that way. All his kids say the same thing. Mine do too. So you pass that on. Why? I want it to be a deterrent. I don't want to do this on a regular basis. No, we need to know this. You don't want this. You don't want that smoke. You don't want this. No. So as a parent, you want to put that child, a healthy dose of fear keeps them out of a lot of nonsense. Discipline starts at home. My parents told me, they told you, if they told you not to do something, don't do so and so. Okay, the wrong thing. And if you did it, you had hell to pay. Why they whoop you? Didn't I tell you? That's how it was. So you didn't do a whole bunch of that stuff. Our phrase was, a hard head made a sore ass. Every time you did the wrong thing, your butt paid for it. The butt sent the citizen to the brain, yo, my man, we need to cut that nonsense out. Why? I'm getting my ass tore up. That's why. So they got to have communication. Now, parents knew the best way to the mind was through the butt. Now, you can't do that. Moving on. Again, a well-placed whooping. Early. Get them early. Why? Make it your point. You ain't fighting a 13, 14-year-old kid trying to whoop their butt. No, that's crazy. You do it early when you got all the control. Make it so they don't want to deal with this. So let it be known. This is going to happen. Every time you do that, I'm going to do this. Now they can make a decision. That's how it starts. Make a decision on what's best for you. If I do wrong, they're going to whoop my butt. Now kids do wrong with no repercussions, no consequences, nothing. What's to stop them? Sorry, that's just my concept. But again, a well-placed ass whooping takes care of a lot of problems. And with the what? With the magic words. Why are you taxing them? Didn't I tell you? Yeah. Talking with. Why? Now they're hearing you. Now ears open. Now you got all their attention right now. When they sitting there, you talking to them, crocodile tears, like they care, they don't give a damn. But you put a belt to that ass, you got their attention. Simple. Oh, that's cool. No, it ain't. Moving on. Again, different concepts, different times. I get it. But again, knowing the consequences of your actions is the parent job to teach the kid critical thinking. Why? If you're in a situation where, I don't do that, but I know if I do that, that's critical thinking. You're about making a decision now. You're weighing out your options. You should do that with everything you do. And you'll find out that's really my yacht. Okay? Why? You can do this, you can do that. Your call. Consequences for doing this is reward. Consequences for doing this is punishment. I just did a lesson. When doing the right thing becomes your thing, you become a better person. Why? You only aspire to do what's good and right. Oh, no, I ain't holding it down on that nonsense. I just do right. Simple. Wrong thinking, aka not thinking, that's what I call it, is when you will get yourself in what? In a world of trouble. What? Not thinking. That's wrong thinking. Critical thinking is when you have to make decisions. But you should do that all the time. That's my point, and I hope I made it clear. I got it in. Making good decisions only comes from what? Right thinking, aka critical thinking. When? All the time. After you do something that wasn't right, wasn't supposed to be, you knew before you did it, it wasn't. But when you did it, after you did it, now you're the money quarterback. you're going to realize the consequences of your actions after you did the action. And the consequences may be a little severe. You might not want to pay them dues. The rule is don't get, it's self-defeating when you get caught cheating, because you might not want to pay them dues. Sometimes it could cost you your life. Conceptually, I'm just trying to understand. When you're out here in the world, back in my day, yeah, critical thinking was a must. Okay, life or death in them streets. But remember, I remember being offered a chance. We sitting around chilling. We gonna break in the store. Night before 4th of July, never forget that. July 3rd, we sitting around, idle minds. Let's go break in the hobby shop. What possessed me, personally, I, to this day, still say, what the hell was you thinking? I wasn't. Why? Watch this. We go, we set it up, and we get ready. We broke in about 3:30. We got all up, went on down there and did our thing. Went in the basement, got in there. And when I'm in there, it don't hit me until some old white guy said, hey, what y'all doing in there? Now, survival mode. Now, I'm critically thinking, how do I get out of here? I figured out, I run out fast as I could out the alleyway and haul ass home, right? Go up the street. We had a store called Meat City, big shopping center store. So we used to go out there and play and hide, and fans up on the roof, right? So what we did, everybody hit the roof. Cops behind us, I hear us say, come, hoo, hoo. So what I did, I hit the roof. They scattered out and went to hiding places. I jumped off that roof onto a car, jumped off that car, ran down the street to the shortcut, hit the shortcut, got to my block, and hauled ass home and went to bed. Okay? Critical thinking after I made a bad decision. I got out. Next morning, I get up. Wait a minute. This was back in, July 3rd, 1969. Okay? And on July 4th, I get up and come outside. All my friends ain't around. They got caught on the roof hiding. Okay? My critical thinking said, get home. You ain't safe till you get home. So I got away with that one. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We ran to the rooftop and they all went to hide. I jumped off and made my way home. Okay. But when I was asked to rob the local bank, who the hell was you hanging out with? What's this? I said, my man, I was fully went, no, hell to the no. I'm like, are you crazy? They did it. One of them got shot. One of them shot a guard. They got life in prison. No, 37 years in prison. Nonsense. Okay? Been there, done that. I left to go to college in August 1975. We sit around smoking, talking, sniffing a little weed, sniffing a little cocaine, I come back in December. Man, they tying up. They passed. I said, oh, no. So I know when to critically think, okay, to think right, to change my situation. Moved on. And again, in life, wrong thinking is what? Not thinking. And worrying about things that you have no control over. That's the last thing I would do. That's stress that you really don't need. I grew up around a bunch of wrong thinking, bad doing people daily. We was criminals. Everything we did was under the radar. Okay, I got comfortable with the lifestyle. That's what I know. Okay, I grew up through. But I changed it myself. We used to put ourselves through more suffering. Why? Because wrong living, wrong thinking, wrong actions. Can't nothing good come from that. If you're a right thinker, that means you learn what not to think about, and anything that you don't control yourself, let it go. That's how you relieve stress. I ain't worrying about somebody else's situation. No, I don't do that. Dispassion, take my emotion out of the situation. Detachment, take myself out of that situation, equation. Why? It got nothing to do with me. I got no nickel in that dime. I ain't got nothing to say about it. Moving on. I don't get involved with people's business. Simple as that. That's just me. All right? But I don't think about things that don't help me or educate me. I don't do the gossip thing. I could care less about Tom, Dick, and Harry, what they doing, they ain't doing. Okay, that's not my thing. I don't care about anyone, situations. Why? Because they don't really care about mine. Just being honest and fair. And in real life, that's what you got to understand. I really can't do nothing about nobody's situation but mine. That's what I want to control. That's all I need to know. Mine. Control that, I'm good. If I can't control it, that means I ain't got to think about it. That's right thinking philosophy. I only think about what I can control, what I can benefit from or use to my benefit or teach somebody to learn. But other than that, I got no use for nonsense. When you're worried, when you worry about anything that you don't control, that's wrong thinking. I don't do that. That's the first thing. I grew up telling people I don't care. That was my mindset back then. I ain't that harsh now, but I still don't care. Why? Ain't nothing I can do about it. So caring, it make a difference. Right thinking is what? Is critical thinking what? Made natural. It's a way of life. When you performing that critical thinking all the time, you stay in that state of mind, I'm always on point, I'm always aware. The first time I fall asleep, or the first time I get relaxed, that's when something bad happens. I lose focus. Everybody, we all do that. That's what I know. I'm human, so yeah, I forget, I make mistakes, I don't do all that. But I don't make it a habit. Doing the right thing, that's my habit, okay? That's my thing. And again, pressure does what? Two things. Bust pipes and pumps or create diamonds. I'll leave that there. Can't, and a lot of us, okay, and a lot of us, what? Can't function and think right under pressure. On the streets, that could be to your detriment. And that's what separates what? The best from the rest. If you was good at thinking, you're a survivor. If not, you won't last long. Simple as that. He did it his whole life. I got out. I ain't built for that. Okay? Last one. I appreciate you tuning in. Critical thinkers, okay, is what? Someone who mastered themselves and became what? A master right thinker after what? Practicing and implementing and doing the things that they need to acquire what? Self-mastery, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all y'all do just that. I got the information to help you want to do that. I got what you need. That's why I'm here doing it for you. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go and get this fly. But in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never let my right thinkers who understand right thinking and critical thinking is the way. And y'all never will pass away knowing thyself. Trust me.